This is Dan Max, EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is a live market recap for Monday, October 24th, 2022. Let's get into it. If you were watching this after the fact, go to the 6-minute and 20-second mark. That's where we're going to start. I'm just going to dive in, talk about a few things as we get there. Hopefully you're having a good day. And my mic is not in my face. There you go. Better mic. So I apologize for that. My mic was turned around. You should be able to hear me now. Crap happens. Doesn't always have to be perfect. Sorry about that. Want to start off kind of talking about a few things real quick. If you are newer to the channel, get a lot of new folks. Please check out the playlist for Back to Basics. I mean, there's literally a video for everything. And I know a lot of people ask, oh, what is this? And what did you see this? And how did you see that? And what's a pro gap? What's a bear trap? I've been trying to update things and continuously dropping content. If you're not following on Twitter, I'm also doing such on Twitter. You can try to keep up with the trades or just kind of what we're seeing. It's not easy, but it is what it is. I think a lot of people who try to overcomplicate things typically do, as we all know. And it's one of those things where I think a lot of people don't sometimes expect what I would say the hard trade is the right trade, meaning it seemed that everybody and their mom is absolutely bearish and the market pulled a bear trap and now it's rallying. To people's surprise, no. If you are interested in getting in the Discord room, DM me on Twitter. I like to hear people's story. This isn't some Jim Cramer kind of response room where me and my friends just answer your questions because you don't know how to trade. It's more of a journey learning board message. I don't know, like center, in the sense that it's probably not a good way to describe it. I mean, it's just literally the way to self-educate, but also then get help. Because, again, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. I don't mind helping somebody who's struggling to find an answer if they've actually done the work. Because I think the thing that becomes very apparent with most people in all learning processes is that the journey is a struggle. And part of growing and getting better is doing what? Trying to find the answers yourself. You know, if someone just, they say teach a man how to fish, you can eat forever. Give a man a fish, he's just dependent on you, that kind of thing. So hopefully people can hear me. I'm kind of, again, waiting for a couple minute mark to people to roll in. I apologize that, that's the beginning of the video is a little crappy. So friends here talking about some of their TA stuff. It's pretty interesting. I think the best thing that I love about the Discord room is the ability to have civil discourse, but also the, people have to realize, like, I'm wrong, you're wrong. Don't ever take it personal if someone's asking you a question, or in general, get pissy about being wrong. I mean, it's just, I love to always, maybe Tom Brady's not so good now, but, at his height, you think about his mindset, right? He makes a mistake. He just moves forward, goes right on. Doesn't continue to make mistakes, doesn't blow himself out, essentially, and that's the goal here, is to learn from your mistakes and be able to pivot and admit when you're wrong quickly. That's the key. So can I get a mic check if anybody's in here? So I appreciate everybody. We'll start. And again, I always like to record this as well, send it out to folks. Oh, I guess you could do the lives, but a lot of people don't have time to watch the lives. And the thing that I love about the lives is that at the end, I usually open it up, I stop recording, and we just kind of talk about things, irregardless of what is going on. And a lot of people find a lot of value in that. So I appreciate the love, the support, the donations, anything for, just the process. I always was very supportive and appreciative of the people who helped me out because it was one of those things, like, I paid thousands of dollars for certain teachers, and then I had certain people help me out, and whenever they gave me great trade ideas, I was like, you literally walked me through that. I gladly support your channel, hit like, comment, whatever, or drop some donations. Again, $5 for a trade where you make $500, or $50 for something that makes 1,000. I mean, I don't know. It's all generosity. There's no expectations here. I mean, if you live in this abundant universe mindset, then you realize, like, it always comes back. And meaning that, you give to receive. That's what I've always lived by. You help others out, the universe provides unlimited abundance and help back. But it's the people who don't see it that way. The people who feel limited. Now, again, I don't know what the right true answer and when it comes to metaphysical stuff like that, but it seems to work for me. Again, I'll start this in 20 seconds. If you have any questions related to a particular stock we're going over, cool. If you have something else, please wait till the end. Not a lot of people in here today. Interesting. Hopefully people are murdering the market. And murdering meaning doing well. Doing very well. All right. Let me end this. Boom. All right. Let's start recording. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market recap for Monday, October 24th, 2022. Hopefully you are doing well. Putting out a lot of content lately. Please check out the YouTube channel, Twitter, following all the social media avenues, because there's a lot of stuff going on. Try to keep people updated to what we're doing. Try to keep people in the loop. As I say all the time, sometimes the best trade is what? The hardest trade. And the hardest trade is to what? Be bullish right now. And we talked about how bears are all in. We talked about the repeating patterns, the current pattern of repeating bottom that was a blowout. You saw the bear trap. Saw a bear trap on Tesla. A lot of things today. Just confirm to me. Now, again, tomorrow the market's down. The almanac is bearish. Said, we'll see if it goes down. But in general, seems the market wants to climb the wall of worry. And if you are familiar with that saying, it just means that, again, the market will top on all good information, and then when the market's rising and the market makers are unloading stock and getting people to question gravity, the market rises against a wall of worry. Now, we had every reason to sell off today. As y'all know, China, Hong Kong stuff, 8%. Chinese stocks obliterated. Again, I told people I just never buy those stocks, never hold them. You had Japan basically capitulating that they can't manipulate the markets as much as they thought anymore. Again, I don't know what ultimately plays out, other than that, just more liquidity coming into the system and seems to be holding up in America. Because again, if I was abroad, I would look at our market as the most stable, the most attractive. It's the least stinky turd in the toilet. I don't know what you want to call it. Overall, all markets to me seem suspect, but we'll talk about what we think next. Put out a video today. Hopefully, people could check this out. Tesla bear setup was pretty awesome. If you're a stock market bear, you need to listen to this now. And I want to talk about that at some point, but it revolves around commodities peaking. I could be wrong on that, but that just seems logical to me, because as of this moment, the Feds are feeling good with the dollar up, the bond market moving as restrictive as needed, and the market's literally floating up, and commodities have taken a small recreo, small break. And if that is the case, the best way for the market to open the door and get slammed, peel the onion, everyone will start crying, is commodities start to rise. So let's jump into the stocks. Again, if you have questions, save it for the actual particular stock that we're talking about, or if not, just wait till the end and try to keep it relevant, try to stay in a flow, get through it quick. The Bitcoin, because again, the goal of this is to see the market for what it's worth. It's the people who have tunnel vision day in, day out, posting in the Discord room. They're looking at one stock, one VIX, or the VIX, or one particular index, and it's like sometimes you just got to see the bigger picture. It's not always easy. Bitcoin. Now again, if the market was about to implode, this would be dropping. It seems to be stabilizing. I don't really have any bullish or bearish thoughts on it. It's done a price correction, and now it's in a time correction. And unfortunately, When will the time be right? I don't know. But you know the levels. You know the process. Just patience, grasshopper. Nat gas hit some interesting levels. Once we got popped out here around the 6s, some people started buying down here. Got hit a little bit, but maybe this is a bear trap. Seeing a little bit of expanding volume. Price action holding some potential support. Now again, we don't know anything for sure. But we do know what? This is slightly oversold. Could it bounce? Winter is coming. I don't know. You want to put up John Stark, winter is coming, standing in the snow with the sword into the ground. Will that affect gas supplies? I mean, Europe's trying to claim that they've filled their need. I call it bullshit. I don't know, man. They're all going to laugh at you. That's my thinking when I hear that statement, because I'm like, is it real? Because, we're laughing at you guys for turning off your nukes, your nuclear power plants, and being dependent upon your enemies. But you can see there's support resistance zone. Let me see if I can grab this. Let me just draw it real quick. Everyone loves drawings. Everyone loves when we do some drawings. You can see there's support here. Resistance. Support. Broke below it. Resistance. Temporary resistance. Resistance. Temporary resistance. Breakout. Maybe it's supporting. I don't know. The gas folks been, caught chewing on too much Pepto or whatever, Rolaids. But maybe it's time. Again, let's talk about oil. If the feds are going to do what? Pivot. They probably want to see oil get smashed. Well, guess what? If you believe the feds are not going to pivot, and liquidity, they've gotten a little too comfortable with this. We held 76. What's we see here? I see left shoulder. I see a right shoulder. Keep it real simple. If you're buying oil in the 82, 83 like we recommended, even USO on pullbacks, well, guess what? Stops, keep them tight. If it fails, going back to 76. If we are right, and the market starts rising and people get into commodity, again, because commodities are going to be the key here. It's not tech. Like the feds don't really care if Apple rises or if Tesla rises. They care about oil. And so if you are a long-term bear, you got to see this stuff rise. So you can see the levels. And then again, what's a level that gets the feds going? Probably somewhere above 97, one hundo. That's all I got. Again, if you're following, check us out on the Twitter. Always updating. Please check out the educational videos. I'm just amazed people ask questions. And again, not amazed, but there's just so much stuff that it's like, if you only took notes and added, even if you watched one of these videos and you took out 1 or 2 pieces of nuggets, I swear to sweet baby Jesus, 6 ounce, 3 pounds, 3 pounds, 6 ounce, whatever that line is from Talladega Nights. Sweet baby Jesus, I swear you'll find 1 nugget out of all of this. That'll be well worth it. And you could watch you can watch junk TV, I guess, if you want, but we'll see. All right, let's get into the normal roster of stocks. Zadala. Again, things that aren't bearish. I don't mean to be, I don't know what I would say, mean to folks on the Discord room or be condescending, but it's like, oh, what's up, dog? I love that dog. Miss him. The dollar. Under the 20-day. I've said this, lower highs, lower lows. If it breaks below, probably 50-day, maybe down in the 29 range. Nothing's changed. I still think long-term, if things get worse, the dollar is going shooting for the moon. TLT, Japan's dumping everything, trying to buy and support their currency. Keep in mind, what you say? Bonds? But I don't know. So people are talking about buying them. I'm like, man, I don't want to be early. Just don't want to be early because this is not a trend that's your friend. At worst, again, could this be stretched out so thin it doesn't retest? I highly doubt it. I highly, highly doubt it. The reoccurring pattern, even off of, here's another big drop, right? Coming from 2020 to 2021. Even this low had a retest of some sort, meaning like a higher low. Again, sometimes I like picking bottoms. I just don't feel like bonds are one of them, because if we anticipate oil and gas prices rising at some point, this is not going to catch the Momo. The VIX closed under 30 again. Closed under 30 again. Bears need to be need help here. Talked about this. This feels like the reoccurring pattern in 2008 potentially, or just in general, where the market compresses, makes one last VIX drop, then go boom. Then go boom. So, any questions at this point, please, again, I mean, certain, like, if this stuff doesn't look bullish to you, I don't really know what to say now on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, minute-to-minute. Tough to know for 100% certain, but I feel like money just rotating around. Not really destruction. The SPY. Oh my God, bear trap. We talked about this. Talked about consolidating on the 20-day. And people last week are jumping off bridges like, oh, the market's going to fail. All right. And then Friday rally. Monday continuation. Worst case scenario, that's like this trap. And then you rise and go into the end of the month. Chop. And then we've talked about this. 80 points down is a large move. It's a pretty large move. Now, the market makers probably got some of that inventory. Thinking, what? They got to unload that donkey. Well, I mean, 3,900 seems pretty likely. Could we get to 4,000? Maybe a little over 4,000 to trigger like a ton of short stops? And I'm talking about like not short stops for the Yankees or the Padres that can't score. I'm talking about like short stops, like stopped out, like ow, snack them. Keep that in mind. It's just hard. I don't know what day it gets there, but we are getting into earnings. Big day on Thursday. Y'all know this. Apple, Amazon. Got the GDP number. The GDP number they're expecting to be positive. Holy bojangles. If GDP comes out positive for the third quarter, I mean, you're going to hear it on every television station, every news article. Everyone's going to be going, well, whoa, hold on. We're out of the recession. I should have bought stocks. Can I get one yes to confirm this? Does this make sense? Little nervous about that. Un poquito nervoso. Because if that's the case, man, maybe that's the blow off. Maybe we like pop out. I don't know. Maybe the news comes out and we just go on a straight line move. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm long-term bearish, but I really want to see oil and gas start cooking. I need the feds to be like, oh, we can't pivot. I need them to confirm it by saying certain things. We need them to open their fat traps and say, OMG, sorry guys, we are not pivoting. Oil and gas are ripping higher, we're screwed. I mean, they're not going to say it that way. But does that make sense? If oil and gas are flattened down and commodities look to be consolidating and dropping, the market's going to get real comfortable. Because you have to keep in mind, the markets don't always go down. People always like, oh, these conditions are so negative. I get it. We've had to pivot mentally. A lot of people are like still bearish or still Super Bowls. I mean, we're just trying to always anticipate the moves. Are we a little early? Are we always right? No. But track record states for itself. Count balances, people's balances state it for themselves. I mean, again, your mirror is your mirror. You're trading. No one else is responsible for it. You don't want anyone to be. At this point, we talked about, and again, I'm amazed sometimes that Curran called this, and I actually confirmed it. I'm like, man, it's some combination of some of this crap. And if Curran's here listening, I'm like, man, I'm amazed that you turned bearish so easily. Like the 20-day, we said this. Once you got over the 20-day and held it, not bearish. Not bearish. Here we go. QQQ coming off the lows. Blow off bottom. Gets back above the 20-day. Gets back above the June lows. Well, look at them apples. How you like them apples, huh? Well, zoom in. Probably going to get up in the 290s, maybe 300s. IWM, we always say it leads. And again, this is what's crazy is I can do a video every day. Literally, videos every day. And I don't give a crap if anyone's listening, because again, I'm the one confirming the information for myself, and hopefully you are if you are watching them. IWM, retest the lows. Look at this action. That is not bearish. I'm sorry. I don't know what planet people are on. Now it's holding the 20-day. Oh my God. It didn't take out the lows or the highs today. Okay. We'll keep an eye on it. Just note to self. Added a little IWM today at like 171 something. I can't remember. I think it was like mid 771s. Let me see where it is. Let's see if I can see it on the 10-minute. We're watching. Yeah, I mean, you could see the volume at price in this area. I was just watching it. Maybe, yeah, I have drew it on the other chart. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. Does this look bearish? I don't know. We say it leads. Well, money rotated today. Not too big a deal. So we'll keep it going. GLD. Jizzled. Said maybe this is a double bottom near term to pop. A little W pattern. I mean, if gold's rising, is the market really going to dump? Is it really going to dump? No. I don't think the market's dumping if gold's catching a little bitty bid. Yeah. Silver. Current, I don't have time to read all that, my friend. Silver. Again, not looking bearish. Again, I don't know how else to say this. Just doesn't look bearish to me. It would be if this was going to open the gates of hell and let the demons out, or the bears, silver would be getting absolutely curb stomped. GDXJ, even this, held the 27, 28 range. I mean, again, this is OPEX volume. Doesn't look like it's about to just fold. GDX, same thing, making slightly higher lows, holding. I mean, look, zoom out, check out everything. Stop tunnel vision to one particular stock, because sometimes that can be very confusing. AG, congratulations if you've been trading this. I mean, again, I have no desire to trade these, but they don't look bad, meaning that they don't look like they're about to puke and turn over. AEM, making a slightly higher low. Maybe it gets back into the 46s. Newmont, this piece of junk, holding the lows, not looking bearish. Pass. This is a pass, right? Does it look terrible? I don't think so, Tim. I mean, again, terrible meaning like confirming market goodbye. Sayonara, adios. No. So there are your gold and silver stocks. I mean, if the market's about to puke, those stocks would be getting bludgeoned. Letter X. High and tight. Doesn't look that bearish to me. Yeah, earnings coming out. Be careful. Nucor came out. Look at that. Just gave lift. Oh, God, Doji. Not really. Inside day. Need more information. Today literally was irrelevant. But look what happens. They open at the lows on their earnings, and it flips 17 points. Things you don't see in a bear market. We're about to roll over. Here, let me roll into Alcoa. I typically don't talk about it, but here's the same thing with their earnings. Higher low, comes out, rallies back. VALE, I'm pretty sure they're talking about spinning some stuff off. Typically, spin-offs are good. We'll see. I mean, this stock is just waterlogged, but it's not opening the gates to Hades. Arrow, copper, held the 50-day. I know some people bought it at the 50, Mikey Mike. I just don't know how much upside it has. We'll see. I mean, maybe, again, this is just this market rotation from up and down, up and down, up and down. And so, up and down? We'll see. CCJ. I mean, once we said it got back over the gap at 2270s, 264, whatever, that it keeps climbing. Climbing looks bullish. All right, let's get into some of the ag names. Rather frustrating today, but again, I mean, it's what's your time frame, dog? Lower left, upper right. Looks bullish. Held the 50-day. Playing this game. The more it compresses, the bigger the potential up move or down move if it decides to break. I mean, I don't like to see it open at the high, close near the lows with the market rallying, but the volume was absolute dog crap. Let me check the closing 10-minute bar. Yeah, buyers. Look at this volume all day, nothing, and then the last 20 minutes. You gotta love the market makers, y'all. Mosaic. Come on. Let's go. There you go. Higher lows. I mean, above, holding the 50-day. Not bearish. I mean, I'm just amazed how many people are like, bear, bear, bear. Market gonna blow up. Okay, well, we'll see. NTR. Here's another big move potential. Consolidation holding the 79. I mean, rather frustrating. I get that. And again, if cut the loss, keep it binary. But if this gets over the 20-day, it starts to go. Now, again, I don't know what the catalyst is. It could be earnings. Could be a whole host of things. But this thing is like a big, crazy, like, pennant. I hate to say bear or bull flag because I've seen them resolve both ways. So when people are like, "Oh, a flag," I'm like, I don't carry a banner or a flag. This isn't, House of Dragons. I just let it resolve. I mean, I don't know, whatever. Draw it however you want, But this is like tightening action. So if you want to carry the banner saying this is a bull flag, bear flag, because a lot of people will say this, you can almost like draw it however you want. It's like, just, again, breaks below 78, probably going adios. XBI bought this, holding up. Again, things that aren't bearish. It's not even anywhere close to the June lows. Holding up at the 75s. If you bought some of this last week around, 76, 77, not looking so bad. We'll see what happens. The XLF, the market's about to unload. Haven't we talked about this? Oh my God, look at that. Financials making a higher high. 1,500-day cross. Stupid. No, I want to say stupid Morgan Stanley. I don't mind them. They're not that stupid. But here you go. Gap up. They're a little baby gap. Doji today. I mean, volume's light. I don't know. Maybe consolidation. Stupid JP Morgan. Yes. Look at this. No buyback. The Jamie Dimon bottom. Literally going, "Hey guys, I think the market's going to drop another 20%. Don't buy our stock." And the stock has popped 20%. Oops. Oops, they did it again. Let's get into tech. Kind of just jumping around. AMD, I'm going to get questions about this in 2026. Hey, when's it getting back to 100? Maybe not. I don't know. Even this thing at the channel lows holding up. I don't know what to say other than I don't think I would short it, but I don't know if I want to buy it either. NVIDIA, I mean, it's due to bounce. The risk reward is up, not down near term. Same thing, channel low, oversold. Above the 20-day. Again, SMH ain't looking that bearish, y'all. Look at this blowout. Rally back above the 20-day. Maybe get some of the 2 hundos. Please lay off Soxol, though, because this ETF is junk, but people won't. Just warning. Adobe, things that aren't bearish. I mean, again, Kern, if you're listening, watch all this stuff. How are you pulling bear flags out of your bear butt? And I know you're zoomed in too tightly. Sometimes you just got to zoom out, man. Too tightly. Oh, yes, I'm getting spammed by best adult dating site. If you need adult dating site advice, check out 18sex.xyz. Must be the place to go. Just kidding. Absolutely not. Sorry, this stuff, you get spammed. It means you must be doing something right. Adobe, we talked about. You could sell puts, and it's rallying. Here you go. Things that aren't bearish. Apple. Man, Mr. Hoops, whatever it says, like, what do you think about this China stuff, shorting Apple? It's like, oh, please don't. Please don't. Opened at the lows, drop down a little bit, and then zip right back. Close the highs. I don't know near term what the news really matters at this point other than what. Thanks for deleting that, Shannon. If you're just listening to it, the live chat got trolled by some awesome website ads. Hopefully my recap was good of that. Maybe the 150s. Again, I don't want to be too quick to short. Yeah, I don't want Soxol, right? I want Soxus at the right price. Agree. Amazon. I mean, again, just tech stuff. The tech that isn't taking out the lows doesn't look that bad to me. Amazon over the 20-day. Little Doge today, but all right. Mr. CRM. Serum popping over the 50-day. I mean, all this stuff blew out, popped back now again. I don't know how high it's going to go, but it doesn't look terrible. Guggenheim, I mean, double bottom, holding over the 20-day. I don't know. I mean, could it just be in this chop zone? Meta gets 2 downgrades today, going into earnings, and it closes green. Snap gets snapped, and then it pops back today. Man, y'all, everybody wants to short, and I'm just telling you, it doesn't feel right. Eric, please let them know that I love this. That saying is so true, especially when in trading with the marketing. The hardest thing to do is usually the right thing to do. Mr. Softy doesn't look. Come on, man. Come on, man. You got Mike. No, what's that? What's that stupid Randy Moss? What's he say? You got mossed or whatever. Like, yeah, if you shorted this, no, not good. Not good. We're at this little secondary trend line. I don't know. I mean, again, this doesn't look bearish. I don't know how people are like, oh, market's about to peel over. Hey, where's Bubba Holder? Oh, these guys are talking about 3,200 price targets. I'm like, dude, I don't see that. Even NDAQ talked about delisting of Chinese stocks, and the stock gapped up and closed near the highs. What the? Again, unreal. MicroStrategy holding, about to cross over all these moving averages. Doesn't look bearish. Netflix, we talked about buying this before earnings, bought 50 whopping shares, and it's like, I haven't sold a single thing. Climbed over the 200-day, and look at it. It's holding up. It's holding. It's in the gap. Da. What's up, Cat? Fill the gap. I don't know. I'm just going to let this run. As long as the market looks strong, I have no desire to sell 50 shares. Roblox, someone was buying call strategy today. I mean, it's holding up high and tight. We talked about this. Once it got cold, kids are back in school. Now, again, cold's relative to where you live. What do? They sit around and they play Roblox after school. I don't really care about fundamentals. But damn, that doesn't look bearish to me. People are saying island floating reversal. It's like you got to reverse for it to be the island of reversal. If not, it's a professional gap chop, which, let me see if I can find keep in mind, in a trending upward stock, you'll see that. That's the one. That's a big gap, and then it continued higher. This is tough. I mean, this thing doesn't have a long history. But, I mean, I've said this a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets bought out. Would not be surprised. It's just a chopping island. Yeah, I mean, again, I hate to call things flags. I don't wave a banner. I don't wave a banner for bull or bear. Just stay over the 50-day and over the gap. Tesla, what an epic bull bear trap. Bear trap. Yeah, when it's time to short, emotions will make it difficult. You'll see the looking around social media and seeing everyone bullish. Thank you, Eric. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how to put that into the chart. Everyone's going to be bullish. We're not there yet. Not even close. The market's climbing the wall. Worried. Tesla today. We talked about it. Look at this action. Did a video on it. You know, you get stopped out. Cool. Then you come back. You go, OMG. Doji closing and then ripping on high volume. Check out the 10-minute. Look at that. Even on the 10, I mean, you were there for 15 minutes. Zoom. And then if you check it out, you had like an intraday little Head and Shoulders shampoo bottle now. Stick it up, bears. You know what? Adam Sandler song. Man, and it rallies. I don't know what to tell y'all. This is stuff you don't see if the market's bearish, man. It's just not. It's just not. No, and I agree, guys. It's going to be terrifying to short the market. It's going to be terrifying to buy the market at the lows. Remember, we talked about like this wipeout was coming. It's just when and how bad was it going to be? This is not bearish. Now, again, I don't know if it's just going to go into this like chop consol, the Dacion, and maybe the top is somewhere around 230s. But man, it doesn't look bearish to me. So now we've rallied through tech. Commodities look okay. Financials look strong. XPI looks okay. Let's get into solar crap. Tan. I didn't even see this today. Elon is selling. Elon's got a bad... Elon should not have bought... Or again, he should buying Twitter based on whatever. I don't know. Let's not even talk about it. If you see it in the uptrend gap and up at the end of... Yeah, see the gap ups. I mean, look at Tan. Long wick. Again, I'm not a... I want to short solar, not buy it. but I need it to pop. I mean, here you go. First Solar making higher highs, higher lows. We talked about the blow off top. Pray for a rise. Sedge, junk, even tight action, not opening the door for slam jam, space jam, def jam, whatever. Jam on your toast. Look at this double bottom. Rallying, getting over. I mean, look at this tight action with the 100-day. If it gets over the 100-day, I mean, pray for solar to run higher and commodities to run higher, and then the feds are going to be stuck pickle. All right, let's end it with oil, because here are some trades today. We talked about this. If you wanted to, you could buy this on like the 20-day. Man, it pre-market, I think it was down at like 69 and change. Let me see if you can see it on my 10-minute. Yeah, here you go. I think somebody, no, Eric, you didn't get any. We were watching. I'm like, huh. And then literally right before the market, zink, rip right back, consolidated, and then you got back to the 50 or 20-day at some point. Somebody was trying to say this is bearish. You know, it doesn't look bearish to me. Like, here's the point of control around here, the 20-day the 68, 69 area. Seems to be holding up. Let's talk about the star of the day. Nah, I don't know. Nat Gas, people loving it. And it's like, doji and gap up. And again, lots of gaps. I hate trying to use these for gaps, but it doesn't look that bad. I mean, maybe I'd watch it because maybe it goes sideways and then it goes. Maybe it is about to just rip face. I don't know. I mean, congratulations if you stopped out at 22, because then you had a lot of freedom, thought, and like floating brain capacity to go, all right, see what happens here. Now, if it went below this and you wanted to buy it today because it got back above it, because this is what I was hoping for around 22. You know, you break below it and come back. Cool. Cool story. Cool story, bro. XOP. Again, I've said this feels like the May, June, like zinger. Zinger. Because keep in mind, it like built a base and then it went zinger. Well, here you go. Are we about to fill this gap? Maybe go up to I don't know. Just doesn't look bearish. Things that don't look bearish to me. I mean, every day I sound like a broken record, but it's like, man, the last week and a half is just really confirmed. Things don't look that damn bearish. Again, making higher lows, for example, Occidental. Now it's back up into the upper quadrant. And you want to be bearish? I don't know. Again, I mean, hour to hour, who knows? EQT? Yeah, I know you did, man. I was looking at it, too. I just didn't pull the trigger. I just didn't really have a lot of gusto and much of action today. I just kind of was hoping, again, hope. I hate the word hope, but I was hoping CF and NTR would really rally back. The little oil ads at the 20-day were okay. Here you go. I mean, EQT, piece of junk, stopped out. I mean, the 200-day is so close. I don't know. But if it holds here, I mean, technically it's bullish. Let's end it on what? I forgot. ExxonMobil. Damn, the market's about to roll over. What the heck are you looking at? ExxonMobil breaking out to new highs. Now, I don't know if these are old. Let me check. Are these all-time highs? OMG. They are. Not things that aren't bearish. Someone's like, oh, I got a short oil service. I'm like, please. Ten cuidado. Be careful. All right. If you got any questions, again, stop by the Discord room. Link can be found if you DM me on Twitter. I want to help people who want to be helped. I appreciate the love, the support, the donations, trying to pop a lot of content out there. Because, again, if you can't, you getting free education, awesome. Again, that's the thing. Learn from my mistakes. I'm telling you, it's well worth it. You will eventually, hopefully, not have to make the same mistakes. And again, mistakes will happen because the market is not 100% predictable. This is a probability game. All right, I'm going to stop recording. I'm opening it up. Appreciate everybody. Let's get into it. All right, what y'all got, players? Play on, players. Does anyone have any specific questions at this point? Because I don't think it just seems very logical. The market has it's climbing this wall of worry that the feds aren't, feds this, feds that, China that. Again, I'm telling you right now, if the market couldn't drop because of the China stuff today, that just shows you, man, liquidity is coming into the U.S. I mean, if the GDP data, as we've talked about, comes out positive on Thursday, and then you have Apple and Amazon, somehow they'll probably beat lowered expectations. Oh my God, the market could go full frontal. Oh, not no, can't say that. No, it could go just full blast. Y'all know what I mean. Any specific questions? If not, I'll just wrap this up. You got my ear. Criticism, feedback. A little disappointed in some names, but VIX about to turn the corner down. Somebody was short in the UVXY. Thank God. Someone talked about buying it. Good God. Crazy. Why? Let's go to the Discord room real quick and see if there's anybody in there posting, because sometimes people will post and ask questions. All right. Somebody bought the monkey. Who's buying this? Who bought the monkey NFT? No, just kidding. He paid $3 for it. Nothing really going on here. Yep. All right. Who bought the monkey NFT? Right. Paid 450 grand. Gonna sell it for $3. That's good. It's a good return on investment. Eminem. That looks like him. Wow. I wish I had $450,000 to blow on something so significantly stupid. I think I could buy 3 investment properties around here for that same amount. Thanks for the insight, Grover. Yes, you need to invest in entertainment stocks. I mean, hey, M. Calorian, I think I know who this is. Mikey, potentially. There's a lot of what I would call hiring freezes. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't, let me think about this. Didn't Facebook announce a big layoff? Microsoft, I mean, everybody is. Yeah, here you go. Let me pull the headline for y'all. Oh, I got a request. LRCX. Yeah, everyone's been hiring freeze. That's not new. So, again, it's the reaction. I haven't looked at Amazon after hours, but give me 2 seconds and I will. Let's go to the videotape. Yeah, there's the news and it popped right back. Dropped $1 and change. Whoop, they freaking do. Yeah, I don't know. LRCX. I know LRCX. I'm very familiar with the LRCX. Yeah, that looks like a capitulation near term. Oh yeah. I mean, at worst, that's a decent amount of volume. Interesting action if you go zoom out. Here, my monthly has an old trend line here. Interesting, it held that. Oh, that's interesting, Corinne. What else is the other one? AZPN. I've heard of them. I don't remember what that is. AZ the rapper? Aspen Technology. Is this out of Aspen? Should I have heard of them? That monthly looks like a long wick. This one's tough. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I wouldn't short it or long it. I don't know what you're expecting on AZPN. Aspen. Where the wine was it who said the beer flows like wine and the women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano? That line from if anyone can say it before I get it. Dumb and Dumber. Isn't that right? Where the beer flows like wine and the women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. Yeah, this one's tough, man. I don't know. If you're bullish on it, I guess the 20 day is the key. You've got like this back test of the trend line. I don't know, man. All right, is that it? Any other questions? You got my time. Use it or lose it. I appreciate everybody. It's just tough to look at the market and distinctively say that. Now, again, maybe near term, again, look at the almanac. Could get a little pop. The VIX is getting pretty stuffy. Double top, fail. Double top, fail. This is what I want to see, is like this double top, drop, then a spike higher. Remember? Double top, Monster Go. Yeah, it's not is the VIX holding to the midterms? Probably not, because you're gonna know pretty quickly what's happening with the midterms. They're pretty good at the polling. And again, can anything really be bearish from the midterms? I mean, I don't want to get political by any means, but if another party gets power of the House or the Senate, I mean, it's just more gridlock. At least terrible ideas will be met with some pretty crappy ideas, and they'll have to somehow compromise versus just ramming crappy ideas down everybody's throats. Again, as y'all know, I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I think both parties are run by a bunch of absolute idiots. And the people who believe them to have like good intentions for that party or for like actually going to help you out. I mean, it's like the blind leading the blind. You know, it's like, hey, if you trick me once, shame on you. Trick me 1,000 times, shame on me. I mean, I don't ever get into political debates, but I just ultimately laugh at anybody who's married to one side. It's like nothing in life is black and white. Neither is the market, right? It's a shade of gray. There's always some sort of truth in a little bit of everything, and the evidence presents itself as you try to execute something, and there's just some economic policies that are absolutely stupid. And once they start to implement them, they never just stop. You know, you can't keep in mind this, and I'd see this in corporate stuff all the time. Like, once you institute a bad policy, like unwinding it is difficult because people who instituted it, who took advantage of it, are loving all that money. So, Mike, what's the best chart setup? Good question. Yang Yongjing. You know, it's oil. To me, it's oil. I don't think there's much downside because of geopolitical stuff. I think you have clear support resistance. You know, keep it tight. You know, if you're buying whatever oil product, there's your tight setup. And if it breaks, I mean, are you guys familiar with the back test of a trend line to break out? Mike, are you familiar with this formation where you break out of a downtrend, you back test it, and then go? I call it, if Eric and Scott and a few of the friends are here, I call it the knee bend. It's like where it looks so obvious you're going to go and you're going to jump. But think about when you need to jump, you have to bend your knees and drop down to the ground to create pressure into the ground to jump. This looks like the knee bend. Man, I need to do a video on that. It's a good one, the knee bend. Because that's a hard setup because a lot of people will see it. Let me see if I can find a knee bend. There's got to be one on gold. Where here you go. You go a little lower, you break out, but that's not a back test of a trend line. I think there was one here. No, it's not really it. Can you visualize what I'm saying though, Mike? It's literally like you have like this downtrend, you break it, and you pop up, you come back the backside of it, and it might be slightly like it violates the breakout, then it goes. All of a sudden, my brain is dead. I can't think of an example of where I've seen that, unless someone who's listening can point a clear one from reference from recent. But I don't know, man. I think to me, that setup in oil looks rather generous. Let me show you again on the futures chart. I mean, WTI, oil, whatever. Here you go. First major, this is old support resistance, right? We held 76. Now you're holding old support here. It's really binary. When you say best, to me, it's like, what's the worst case scenario and how easy is it to identify where to stop out? And what has is peace going to break out? Probably not. Is there still a tremendous amount of oil shortage? They're literally dropping oil out of the SPR, which is, we all know that's stupid. Stupid. So you're going to have to refill that. So now you've got like a backstop, right? After the election, they're going to start refilling SBR. Like, what are they going to pay for it? Good God, who knows? Maybe that's how the feds try to go, crap, guys, we got to raise rates fast to knock out oil prices. I mean, if you can hold this multi-day range, and I've talked about this multi-day ranges, sometimes that's the best setup. That's the best setup. Oh, here's a little knee bend in the sense of a breakout. Mike, are you watching? Where you act like you're going to break out, you come back, then go. Now, again, it can be on trend lines or support resistance. I wasn't even thinking about that support resistance, but that is one of them. Can you see this? Like, you got this clear resistance. You come up to it. You go, oh, yeah, we're going higher. Zing back, then boom. And knocks everybody out. Then it goes. Zing bow. So, does this make sense why I think it's, like, safe? Because depending on, I mean, if you want upside, like, are you trying? Because, again, I think there's a lot of high risk, high reward names that are trading. I think tech has some high risk, high reward. But the problem I struggle with tech is that, I mean, for example, Amazon. Do you know at any point where they're going to announce a hiring freeze or something, yada, or something? I mean, again, is all the bad news cooked in? You know, like people keep talking about like Meta. I'm like, dude, it is just a never-ending minefield of bad news. But Netflix went through that, right? We talked about like why, you know, it made sense to buy Netflix, but it went through a massive base. Drop it a base, boy. Check this out. You know, like this is bad news priced in, going nowhere. Well, again, now they denounced like, hey, we're gonna raise price and we're going to pick up one extra subscriber this quarter. We beat, I gap up and go. So, I mean, there's a lot of tech that looks like that. I just worry, I hate chips, meaning like I don't trust them at all because I know there's a serious glut due to Bitcoin stuff. Then now you're going to lock China out. So now you got companies just sitting on chips at some point, just over inundated. I mean, again, what is your best trade? I mean, I can review it. If you have questions, again, I'm stretching this out because I feel like someone's going to bring me magic. Any experience with input from the room? Red stars of oil seems to stock. Leverage trick on oil. Yeah, I hate leverage ATFs. I mean, trying to chart them. Any other last questions? Again, if not, appreciate the time. Appreciate the love, support. Please likes. Please, again, leave. I love feedback. If you watch the video and there's something you thought that was funny, thought something I can improve upon, something that I missed out on, I mean, again, it's part of the team. Part of the team. You don't have to be a part of the team, but I guarantee I notice people who do reach out, get involved, because, again, it's like, it's supporting the channel. It is what it is. Never going to be rich trying to teach people this stuff. The money needs to be made in the trading. But I appreciate it. It makes me work harder to know that there's a little bit of residual, hundreds of dollars maybe of income just from doing this stuff. It's not a ton. It's not a ton. I appreciate the donations when people score it. Because, again, you're paying for your education. And ideally, if you follow the rules and you build this incrementally, the biggest options, hence why I always warn people, if you're trading big options account, well, do not be surprised by big volatility. Hence, if you have a stock account, have a small options account, build that options account. When you make money, take it out. Don't just build up a monster options account and the next thing you know, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all. Be safe out there. And again, I know the hardest trade right now is to go long. Everything seems wrong. So don't be surprised by short-term volatility, but I think we're climbing the wall of worry, y'all. And again, this is the best thing for bears, me personally, long-term, because I love to see the bear trap, rally. Think of a knee bend. You make a slightly lower low, you pop back, and flip this chart upside down kind of thing. Or not a knee bend, but actually this is one of the knee bends from a bottom. You make it, bear trap, make a slightly lower low, and you rally back. And now this is the thing. At some point, let's all keep advised. If you're paying attention to Twitter, social media, let us know. I mean, does it seem like sentiment is flipping back to bullish? Because as of right now, Wall Street Bets is probably, I think they're probably about 1,000 memes a minute of why the market is rigged now. And it's like, well, guys, you've been saying this for years. Market can't go up. Market can't go up. Market. Great. They all loved it when the market rallied. And then now when they're shorting, it's going against them. Well, it's like they don't realize the trader's market, aka bear market, that this move, if executed correctly in the next leg of a bear market, will be the last. Now again, it's hard to say, and this is 1970s kind of crap. This could be the last pop to draw down the final move down, but it also could be a lost decade. That is the hardest sometimes part of this, is that this could just be a choppy, sloppy mess. Inflation, high rates, study the 70s. I mean, man, let me see if I have this. Is anybody still here? Because if there is, I will go back to the SPY in the 70s and see how far I got back onto it. No, I got to 95 on Q charts. Actually, 90 through 2. You guys know the 70s charts? Have you seen it? Let me draw it for you. This is what it looks like. Let me do some drawings. This is what it looks like. Nothing. A whole decade of crap. That's what it looks like. All right. Clearly no one's here. I'm talking to myself, confirming my own evidence with my own brain. Good for the soul, good for the brain. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. If you don't know where to find me, then you haven't been watching the video. Ha! Later.